Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
You've seen the sights on your TV. Now come and experience them in real life. Hi, it's Kristen Gates from iHeartMedia. Some of your favorite shows were filmed in Covington, Georgia. So come walk where the stars have walked from shows like The Vampire Diaries, The Dukes of Hazzard, and so many more. When you think of great stories and iconic films and TV sets, discover Covington and visit discovercovingtonga.com. That's discovercovingtonga.com. Take the tour and walk where the stars have walked in Covington, Georgia.
Times are old, in times of blue, there's a guide to follow to make it true. It's the pop culture field, and you will.
Folks, thank you for joining us today. We have a very special episode today. It's the first ever, the inaugural PCFM awards show, folks. I wanted to call them the Mannies because it's the manual, PCFM the Mannies, you know?
Yeah,
you win a
but
Manny,
then
like
when you
Oscar.
shared that idea with me, all I could imagine is like an overweight Hispanic guy named Manny.
He named Emmanuel, and that's Manny for short.
Yeah, be like, congratulations to all the Manuel or all the Manny recipients, and it's just everybody has like a fat Hispanic guy sitting on their lap. That's how I like, for some reason, it just popped in my mind like that. But we can call them the Mannies. And,
you guys let us know what do you think the kind of colloquial or like funny name, like the Oscars, the Emmys, whatever. Because it's not the Oscars. It is the Oscars, but it's like technically it's like the Academy Award of Academy of Motion Picture Sciences and Arts or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, Academy Award is two words, so I was thinking like, what if we did like field promotions? Like,
field promotions.
PCFM Field Promotion Awards.
Field Promotion Awards. I kind of
whatever it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you guys, this is it. Whatever it is, this is it. You're here now. And we are going to present to you some amazing categories and our top picks. We talk about pop culture all the time. And now it is time to crown some winners. By the way, these decisions are final. They are definitive and authoritative. You cannot argue with them. I don't expect any angry emails from you guys disagreeing with our choices. And we can't change our minds in the future. So those are the rules that I just made up.
Yeah. And every single movie that we will talk about and gracefully award them the highest honor, which, we'll just call it the Mannies for now. We give them a Manny. They will be receiving their very own Manny in the mail, and we have all the directors and actors' addresses, and that is all private information. So unfortunately, we won't be able to share that with you, but they will get their own solid gold Manny.
That's right. Yeah. What does the Manny look like, Cameron? Do we know?
Manny, I imagine it like it has a circular platform. And sitting, it's a manual book, but it's made of gold. And it is sitting it's sitting on one of the corners, kind of like offset, but it's up, right?
Yep.
And it says PCFM. No, it says Pop Culture Field Manual Award. You're awesome. And a little chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss. Actually, maybe it's just the golden grenade.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, there you go. It's a golden grenade.
It's a golden grenade. All right. We got it figured out, folks. Well, folks, we have a lot of great categories here. We'd love for you to play along with us as we go through them. This took a lot of time and effort and research, a la half an hour before we started the episode. And we are excited. I'm excited to share the winners with you. Cameron and I have decided to decide on one winner. So instead of him having a winner and then I have a winner, we have 4 nominations for each category, and then we decide who the winner is, and we'll tell you our reasons for that as well.
Exactly. So without further ado, welcome to the first annual PCFM Awards, starting out with an amazing category, and unfortunately, Izzy and I's suits are in dry cleaning, so you'll just have to tune in here in our t-shirts. But without further ado, let's get into this. Okay, starting with this category, we have Best Fight Scenes. Oh man, a lot of effort and a lot of thinking went into these. But Izzy, if you want to do the honors and read the nominations.
Yes, the best fight scene, and this was a hand-to-hand fight scene usually, or with melee weapons, so it's not like a gunfight or anything like that. Ish. Well, you'll see with the nominations, but the nominees are
close and personal. That's
right, up close and personal. The nominees are the hallway fight scene from Raid Redemption. So kind of the first major fight scene that they have in the movie, even though there's a bunch of really good fight scenes in that movie. Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan Kenobi versus Darth Maul, Star Wars The Phantom Menace. The antique knife fight from John Wick 3, Parabellum. And then Bob Odenkirk versus everybody else, the bus fight scene from Nobody.
Oh, man. Such great nominations. And unfortunately, we had to narrow it down 2-1. And if you mind, Izzy, if you don't mind, I hope you don't mind.
I don't mind at all.
I would love to read the winner. And out of these amazing fight scenes, up close and personal, drum roll, please. That's great. I know. See, I know why your wife chose you now. We have John Wick, the antique shop knife fight from John Wick 3, Parabellum. Congratulations, Keanu. Yes. Way to bring it on home.
Yes, it has so many different levels to it, right? It really travels. It tells a good story. You kind of got to tell a story, beginning, middle, and end to your fights. Great, lots of different styles in it, right?
Yeah.
You got the joint locks and throws, the fisticuffs, and then they start kind of getting into the actual knives that they're surrounded by, which makes for some great fighting.
They utilize the environment, and it's not like an immediate thing. There's an evolution to it. Like, they're fighting. There's a great fight sequence, and then they realize, and this is what wins it for me, is that they're in a shop that just has a bunch of knives in cases. So they start breaking cases opening and throwing knives at each other and fighting with everything. So it's just a lot of great things combined into one epic scene. So that is why we feel it deserves to be the winner of the best fight scene category.
Dishonorable mention, the Liu Kang and Shao Kahn fight from Mortal Kombat Annihilation when they turn into badly animated CGI dragons.
Oh, that's terrible.
Let's never speak of it again. The next category is best stunt / stunt sequence. So it's either a single stunt or a whole sequence in which the stunt person or actor is throwing themselves to and fro or holding on for dear life to something. And the nominees, Cameron, what are the nominees for this sequence or for this award?
The nominees for Best Stunt / Stunt Sequence are as follows. We have Jackie Chan from Police Story, his coveted light pole jump.
Yep. We
have Tom Cruise from the newest Mission Impossible movie, Dead Reckoning Part 1, the bike jump off a cliff into a skydive. Whew, that was hardcore. We have Zoe Bell from the Death Proof car chase, where she's on the hood, buckled down. And finally, we have the plane tow sequence from The Dark Knight Rises. All practical effects, amazing.
Yeah.
So we have 4 awesome stunts, but there can be only one winner. And Izzy, why don't you go ahead and announce that? I'll try to do a drum roll for you.
All right. And the golden grenade goes to Zoe Bell from Death Proof, the car chase scene. Amazing. Zoe Bell is actually, if you don't know, she was the stunt double for and the fight double for Uma Thurman's character, the bride, in the Kill Bill series. That was like her big breakout part. There's a great documentary called Double Dare, which kind of chronicles her journey as a stunt woman through the industry, even from her days back in New Zealand doing Xena Warrior Princess to finally books the role in Kill Bill. But in Death Proof, she's actually on the front of the car as they're speeding down the road. And it's great because once they get in trouble, Kurt Russell comes after him. He starts hitting their car. She's getting bumped around to and fro. You can see it's Zoe Bell. It's not, she is the stunt person, so she does her own stunts. So hats off to you, Zoe.
Yeah, and it's, another reason why she is the winner of the Golden Grenade is... Golden Grenade up for debate right now, but we'll stick with Golden Grenade. I'm still imagining a Golden Manual.
Golden
but I
Manual?
like the Golden Grenade.
Golden Manual works too.
It sticks. But, you don't see a lot of females nowadays doing their own stunts, and not only their own stunts, but a extremely dangerous stunt as this. So hats off to Zoe Bell. Well-deserved winner of Best Stunt and Stunt Sequence. Moving on. Right along to our next category. We have Best On-Screen Death.
So much death. So much death. So many
death.
people to choose from who have died. But we have some great nominees here for you. I think you will agree all of these deserve special mention out of the slew of deaths. Love the celebration of death that we're doing right now. The first one is Sean Bean as Boromir, Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger being lowered into the molten steel, the end of Terminator 2. The thumbs up. Bing Bong from Inside Out, imaginary character, always a tearjerker. And then Leon blowing himself up along with Gary Oldman with his vest full of grenades in The Professional, Leon the Professional.
Okay, all great nominations, but there can be only one. So, Izzy, please provide me a solid drum roll.
Tappa, 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 tappa.
Slow drum roll, I like
tappa,
it.
Tappa, tappa,
And the winner for Best On-Screen Death, we have Sean Bean as Boromir from Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring. One of the most iconic death scenes. I still think about it when I close my eyes. It keeps me up at night. Why, Boromir? Why did you have to go?
Sean Bean has died in so many movies. I think he dies in most of the movies that the roles that he's in. His character dies. I don't know why
you think that's in his contract? He's like, he won't take a role unless the character dies.
Could be. That's what keeps him so endeared to the public sphere, because people feel sorry for him because he's died so much.
Yeah. But well-deserved, Boromir, your legend will live on, and your father is kind of a whiny bitch. But anyways, moving right along, well-deserved Sean Bean. We have another great category here. And Izzy, why don't you go ahead and take this one?
Next category is Best Battle Scene of all of the major battle scenes. This is a major engagement. This is a lot of people, at least 100 people involved in each of these. All right, it's not a fight sequence like with a couple of people. This is a battle scene, and the nominees are the Battle of Pelennor Fields from Lord of the Rings: Return of the King, the D-Day invasion from Saving Private Ryan, the Battle for Earth and all of existence, Avengers Endgame. That's the end battle sequence. And then the Battle of Mogadishu in Black Hawk Down, which is basically the entire plot of Black Hawk Down.
Yeah, the entire movie is one battle. Yeah, amazing nominations. This one was really hard to pick just because they were all the climax of the movie, except for Black Hawk Down, because the entire movie is a climax. It never comes down. But, it was hard to pick. It was hard to narrow it down. But you're going to hear this a lot. There can be only one. So, Izzy, I'm going to give you a drum roll, and you are going to let us know who is the winner of Best Battle Scene. Are you ready?
All right, let's do it.
How would you like to come home to a bartender who will fix you any cocktail you want?
I'll have an old-fashioned.
I'll have a margarita.
Now you can with the Bartesian Home Cocktail Maker. Bartesian is a sleek machine the size of a coffee maker that makes premium cocktails at the touch of a button. Choose from over 50 different cocktails, from classics to the most exotic premium cocktails served in the best bars today. You'll always get freshly mixed, perfectly balanced cocktails with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. And now get Bartesian's best Black Friday deal ever at bartesian.com/cocktail. Entertaining? The Bartesian is ideal for parties. No need to stock all kinds of individual mixers for complicated recipes. Every guest gets the cocktail of their choice in seconds. The Bartesian makes a wonderful gift for anyone who loves a fine premium cocktail. Now get Bartesian's best Black Friday deal ever. It's available right now. Only at Bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail for Bartesian's best deal ever. Only at Bartesian.com/cocktail.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
It's like a train on a track. And the Golden Manny goes to Avengers Endgame, the battle for all of existence.
This was a tough choice, huh?
It's a tough one. I think the reason I wanted to give this one to it is because a battle like this, the emotional impact of a battle like this can only happen once in a generation, because it took us 10 years to build up the MCU and the big bad of Thanos. And they lose the first engagement with him, right? The ultimate battle in the first one, they actually lose. And so this is to actually get everything back. And because he's not just going to make half the universe disappear, he's going to make all of it disappear. So
start fresh.
So yeah, and you got all the characters are there that you can possibly fathom, except for Black Widow. She died. But anyway, yeah. That's
good.
Yeah. So good. I don't think we'll ever see its like again. I will be very surprised if the MCU ever comes back and reaches this level of drama and engagement, ever again. So
well-deserved. Well-deserved winner. Congrats to Avengers Endgame. We have your address. We will send you the golden grenade. But moving right along, as we have many categories to pick from, next category we have is going to be Best Vehicle. Now, we will say that in this award ceremony, we've talked about a lot of movies, but in the Pop Culture Field Manual, we also love TV shows and video games.
Yes.
So starting out, Izzy, why don't you read the nominees for these vehicles?
Best Vehicle nominees are, from the Mass Effect series, the Normandy, which is the giant ship that everybody flies around on. It's the command ship where Shepard gets to. It's where a lot of the story happens. It's their home basically when they fly around and save the universe. Mass Effect, the Normandy from Mass Effect. We have from the Halo series the Warthog, the iconic assault troop transport, getting all those Marines piled up, all of which are about to die with you as the Master Chief. So much fun. We have from the Doctor Who television series the TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside, the little blue police box, but has traveled through all of time and space with Doctor Who and his companions. And then we have finally from the Star Wars series, the Millennium Falcon. I think it's the vehicle that every young teenage person wants.
Yes, I heard it made the smugglers run in less than 12 parsecs.
This is true. Less than 12 parsnips.
Parsnips? Yeah, parsnips. I feel like that's like a mustache trimming is called a parsnip.
A parsnip, a partial snip.
Partial snip. But yes, many amazing nominees. And Izzy, give me a whatever role you're feeling like. What are you feeling like?
A generic iPhone ringtone.
Sorry, I thought my phone alarm was going off.
Good. It's that good, folks.
And the winner of Best Vehicle is the Millennium Falcon. Yes, this one was almost a no-brainer. These were all great categories, but just like Izzy said, every teenage boy wanted the opportunity, and girl, who knows?
Oh
we don't discriminate.
Ladies like their Millennium
wanted
Falcons.
to fly in the Millennium Falcon at one point in time. It is one of the most iconic vehicles and ships in the universe,
Yes.
and it is a well-deserved winner of the Golden Grenade for Best Vehicle. Congratulations, Han Solo. We have your address. We will be sending you the Golden Grenade via FedEx or via SpaceX.
Yeah,
How about that?
via SpaceX. I love it. I love it, man. That's awesome. All right. Our next category is the best comeback. Now, this one requires a little bit of explanation. We don't mean the best comeback line.
Your mom.
Yeah, which that is the best comeback line ever. We will have a best one-liner category coming up later on in the show. But the best comeback is when a character is kicked down, they are defeated somehow, and then through the course of maybe a moment or over the course of the film, they build themselves back up. Maybe there might be a training montage involved or something, but they eventually come back to win the day or to face the bad guy after a long hiatus and a retraining montage, probably.
Yeah. It's got to have a montage.
Yep.
Even Rocky had a montage.
That's right. We love our montages. You guys know. So the nominees for Best Comeback are Frank Castle from the Punisher series. The kind of core of his characters that he was an undercover agent, FBI agent, or police agent. The mob finds out about his true identity. They come and they basically murder his whole family. And in the first movie with Thomas Jane, they kind of like just shoot him in the heart. They shoot him in the chest and he's dead. And then some voodoo dude in Florida finds him and nurses him back.
No, he's
to
in
health.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. There you go. Okay, say Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. He finds him.
So yeah,
Gives him purpose.
Yep, that's right. He becomes the Punisher. Next nomination, we have Neo in The Matrix. This is actually a moment in time when he truly becomes the one because he's almost out. Agent Smith shoots him in the chest a bunch of times. They think he's dead. All hope is lost. And then, bam, he resurrects like Jesus and becomes the one.
Like Jesus.
And then we have also Batman. We have Bruce Wayne in The Dark Knight Rises. He gets his back broken by Bane and thrown into the bottomless pit prison out in Kathmandu somewhere. And then he spends months rehabilitating himself and working his way back up. And then he finally has to make the leap of faith to get out of the prison. And then this one, you tell which one of us nominated this one because Cameron probably has no idea what I'm talking about. But it's the entire team from Final Fantasy VI. It was Final Fantasy III when it came out for Super Nintendo long back in the day. But this is Terra and Cecil, Locke, our ninja friend, the whole team. Basically, halfway through the game in Final Fantasy, the bad guy basically wins. He breaks the world, and it becomes like everything is destroyed. Nations are brought down to nothing, and then one of the characters, Celis, wakes up months later, and everything's different. And so she has to go and reassemble the team. So the last half of the game is actually you getting everybody back and the world being completely different. And then you finally defeat the big bad. But it's an epic comeback that takes place over the entire course of the last half of the game. Yeah, I really just want to put that in there because I'm a big Final Fantasy nerd.
Thank you for that long-winded explanation. I bet you can guess who doesn't win. Since this is a mutual award show.
Had to be agreed upon. Cameron, take it away.
All right. So the winner of the best comeback is your mother. No, just kidding.
It works
Sarah
every time.
I just had to do that.
It never gets old.
It never gets old. But no, the true winner of the best comeback is Batman from The Dark Knight Rises. Yes. An absolute amazing show of resilience as well as dedication to selfless service. Mm-hmm. Thank you for your service, Batman. Without you, we would be blown up by Bane. So just an amazing comeback, and it's not just a comeback because, you have a lot of iconic characters that get kicked when they're down, and they have a team that helps them get back together, and they get good weapons, they get good everything. Yeah. He comes back in literally a pit of nothing.
Yes.
And has to come back from a pit of nothing. So, clear winner in my book here, Batman Dark Knight Rises.
I love it.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it or leave it, but there can be only one. Okay, so moving right along. Next category, we have Best One-Liner.
Yes. It's the one that will stick with you for the rest of your life. The one that the movie or show or game will be known by. Cam, what are the nominations?
The nominations for Best One-Liner. The lines that you say at parties, at bars, at social gatherings. The ones that sometimes people don't understand, but if you do, you instantly become friends. These are the nominees for Best One-Liners. I'll be back. The Terminator.
Yes.
Needs no explanation. Bravo 6, going dark. That's my terrible British accent.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
Yep. Captain Price from Call of Duty franchise.
Yep.
Get away from her, you bitch! Ripley from Aliens.
I like a really raspy Ripley.
Yeah, sorry, I had a air bubble in my throat. And finally, if you want him, come and claim him. Erwin, Lord of the Rings. Great line.
Yeah. Great lines.
Yeah.
Good nominees.
We all know that, Nazgul do not know how to swim. But amazing nominations. But as they say, there can be only one. Okay. So Izzy, why don't you go ahead and announce the winner of the Best One-Liner?
Ladies and gentlemen, the award for Best One-Liner goes to I'll Be Back. Quite possibly one of the most iconic one-liners in cinema history.
Yeah. A one-liner that other pieces of pop culture reference, and you all understand where it comes from.
That's right. More than that whole Rosebud line that nobody even remembers where it came from.
Rosebud?
Yeah.
It's a sled. It represents
It's a
his childhood.
sled. You don't even need to see the movie.
You haven't even seen the movie. I took a film class.
That's right. That if you know that line, it means you went to film school in college or high school.
All right. So we got a few more for you folks, and by a few more, we have a good chunk left for you.
More.
So
We
I
have
hope
a lot more. I hope you better strap in. All right. You ain't going nowhere.
Right in.
You're going to be late to work today.
Yeah, you are, because you're going to stay in your car and you're going to listen to what we have to say. But moving right along, we have Best Self-Sacrifice. And this one is the wrong category, but that's okay.
I wasn't going to say anything. We can go out of order as long as we get back to it.
Oh, it's fine. Sorry, I'm dyslexic. But let's just go with Best Self-Sacrifice. We're going to bounce around a little bit, because that's what we like to do.
I'm with
That's just like a grenade. We're going to bounce around
That's right.
and then
Bouncing
explode. Yeah. Okay, so going right along, Best Self-Sacrifice. We have a double nomination here. The first one. The first double nomination. And that is Boromir from Lord of the Rings. Best Self-Sacrifice.
So much. Such a well-written character,
Yeah, he's multi-dynamic. He's well missed, and I've lost sleep, as I said. So Boromir, Lord of the Rings. We have Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy.
He may have been your
We have
father,
Tony
but he wasn't
Stark.
your daddy. Yes.
Avengers Endgame. That was a tearjerker. And
Iron
finally,
Man.
the biggest tearjerker of them all, the Iron Giant from self-titled film, Iron Giant.
That was actually kind of before Vin Diesel. That was like on his way to getting huge. Because I think he had done an independent film and had produced and started his own independent film. And then somebody saw that, the director saw that, and then he's like, "Oh, this guy's voice, we could do him for. You could have him say unintelligible things."
Yeah, we make him just go.
Those are the nominees, folks. Now it's time to pick a winner, and there can be, as they say, only one. One. The winner for Best Self-Sacrifice is Tony Stark from Avengers Endgame. Man went from completely selfish over the course of 10 years, 10, 12 years, to completely self-sacrificing for the entire galaxy. I don't know how, he gave his life. I don't know how you could get much more self-sacrificing than that.
Yeah. He was doing good. He's accepted the fate of the universe. Half the population is gone, but he has his family, and that's all he needs. But he gives it all up to save the world. Thank you, Tony.
There was actually an extra scene, a cutout scene where, when you snap when Thanos snapped, he kind of went into the Soul Stone dimension, and he saw the little like young Gamora, and she's like, "What did it cost?" He said, "Everything." Well, there was actually a moment that they filmed with Tony Stark and his grown-up daughter, where she sees him. He gets to see her all grown up, and that happens in between the snap and then the time you see him again. But they cut it out, which I think was appropriate. It would have kind of broken up the pacing of the film. But you can see it online.
You can see it online somewhere. Just Google it. But yes, that is best self-sacrifice. Moving right along to best character redemption arc. And Izzy, why don't you go ahead and read the nominees for this category?
This is all these are tearjerkers. Like if you didn't cry when these character arcs occurred, then you just don't have a soul. So, that's just how it is. Best character redemption arcs. The nominees are Theon Greyjoy from Game of Thrones. He had a hard life. He got his wing cut off. And
I guess you can say his life will no longer be that hard.
His life will never be hard again. He had everything stripped from him by the evil, bastard of Bolton. And then he finally comes back. He saves Sansa's life, and then he defends to the death little Crippy Boy Stark, and at the tree of whatever dies. He says, "You're a good man, Theon," and he finally gets his redemption. Next is Severus Snape from Harry Potter. You find out that he was a good guy the entire time. He was in love with Harry's mom. And he gives up his life. I can't say that I ever saw part 2, the Deathly Hallows part 2. So I heard he was a good guy, but
you think he's a baddie because he kills Dumbledore.
That's right.
But he has to do so, and Dumbledore knows it's coming too.
Yep.
So he knows it needed to be done, and he didn't want to do it, but he had to because he was deep undercover.
That's right. That's a Death Eater. But he gets his redemption arc in the end. He tells Harry the truth. Next is Nux from Mad Max Fury Road. This is Nicholas Holt's character. He starts off as a war boy, a diseased war boy he's got the cancer on his neck. And then he wants to glorify himself, and he messes up so many times. And then he finally just gives up and decides to become a good guy and sacrifices himself at the very end to block the passage so that Mad Max and his friends could get away. Last, but certainly not least, and certainly not the first time you've heard this name, you know what's coming, folks. You know what's happening. Boromir from Lord of the Rings.
Triple nomination.
Triple nomination. Oh, Boromir he's such just a well-written character. He falls hard, but then he rises to the occasion to redeem himself. So that's our final nominee. Cameron, who is the winner of the coveted Manny Award for Best Character Redemption Arc?
The coveted Manny and the recipient of the amazing golden grenade is Boromir. Boromir and Boromir again.
Boromir all the time.
Yeah. It's, when you call someone a Boromir, it's almost an insult. But when you also... on the backhand of that, I would be okay being called Boromir because I know that I did the right thing in the end.
Yeah.
Such a well-written character.
Yeah.
There's a reason he's on there's a reason he's listed many a time. 3, in fact, on this list.
That's right.
And he is well-deserved for his, is it second win?
I think he's won. Yeah. I think he won at towards the top. So,
okay. So congratulations for 2.
Best on-screen death.
Yeah. Congratulations for 2 golden grenades, Sean Penn. We have your address. We'll be sending it to you.
Sean Bean, not Sean Penn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sean Bean. That's Sean Penn. Why am I saying Sean Bean? Yep. Beans in the can. Sean Beans in the can. That's how I have to remember his name. But congratulations, Boromir. You are amazing. And with that, moving right along to our next category, Best Sidekick.
Best Sidekick, folks. You wouldn't be able to get it done. The main character wouldn't be able to get it done without their right-hand man or woman. Actually, just right-hand man in this category. I'm sorry, ladies. We totally...
One of these, we don't know if it's a man. It could be like its own thing.
He's a dude. They're all dudes.
Is he a dude?
Yeah,
okay.
Let's tell them. Let's tell them who the nominees are.
Okay. You be the judge.
Yeah, you be the judge. Yeah, anybody, you can be anything
Starting
you want
out
these days.
Yeah, it's 2023. Who am I to judge? My pronouns are that dude. Anyways, moving right along.
Best sidekick.
Samwise Gamgee.
Samwise Gamgee.
Wait,
That's right.
Samwise Gamgee from Lord of the Rings, one of the most iconic sidekicks, debatable sidekicks. Is he the sidekick in the end? You be the judge.
Right.
The answer is no. He is the whole pie. But Samwise Gamgee nominated for Best Sidekick. Moving on, we have Walter Sobchak from The Big Lebowski, the loudmouth veteran in the flesh.
Yep.
If the dude goes or the dude needs help, Walter will be there, and he will probably mess it up because he has a lot of problems.
You're out of your element, Donnie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Market 0. Moving on, we have Nick, codename, call sign, Goose Bradshaw from Top Gun. Amazing wingman, quote unquote. No pun intended. But also a tragic death in the series, and he is well missed, and he's on this list. So Nick Goose Bradshaw. And finally, you be the judge. Is it a guy? Is it a girl? Or is it a furry beast of the universe? Chewbacca, Han Solo's right-hand furry beast of the universe. We don't know.
I like furry
we
beast in the universe, actually, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Chewbacca from Star Wars. So, Izzy, if you do us the honors, who wins Best Sidekick?
Ladies and gentlemen, the best sidekick that has ever existed in the world, in all of pop culture ever. We can't change our minds after this. It's definitive. Samwise Gamgee.
Yes.
Don't you leave him, Samwise Gamgee. And I don't mean to, Frodo. He carries him. I can't carry you. I can't carry it, but I can carry you, Mr. Frodo.
Such one of the best characters ever written.
Yeah.
And played by, I think, the perfect casting ever. He did such a good job.
He did. Yeah.
So
that he will be more remembered for that role than he will be for Rudy, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Sean Astin.
Sean Astin.
Yep.
Yeah. He is Samwise Gamgee until he dies. At his funeral, it's going to be a picture of him smoking that pipe or carrying Frodo. That's what I would request if I was Sean Astin.
Yes.
But easy winner there. Some of these are clean sweeps and some of them are extremely emotional. This is a perfect example of what we call a clean sweep.
How would you like to come home to a bartender who will fix you any cocktail you want?
I'll have an old-fashioned.
I'll have a margarita.
Now you can with the Bartesian Home Cocktail Maker. Bartesian is a sleek machine the size of a coffee maker that makes premium cocktails at the touch of a button. Choose from over 50 different cocktails, from classics to the most exotic premium cocktails served in the best bars today. You'll always get freshly mixed, perfectly balanced cocktails with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. And now get Bartesian's best Black Friday deal ever at bartesian.com/cocktail. Entertaining? The Bartesian is ideal for parties. No need to stock all kinds of individual mixers for complicated recipes. Every guest gets the cocktail of their choice in seconds. The Bartesian makes a wonderful gift for anyone who loves a fine premium cocktail. Now get Bartesian's best Black Friday deal ever. It's available right now, only at bartesian.com/cocktail. That's BARTESIAN.com/cocktail for Bartesian's best deal ever. Only at bartesian.com/cocktail.
Samwise Gamgee. And
Easy
moving
choice.
right along.
Next category is Best Action Hero Female. This is the actual character, not necessarily the actor who played them, but Best Action Hero Female and character. Cameron, why don't you tell us the nominees?
Carrot. Why don't you go ahead and
nominees.
keep carroting around?
Yep.
Yeah, of course I will, Apple. Our first nomination for Best Action Hero Female type is Sarah Connor from Terminator 2, badass lady. We have Ellen Ripley from Aliens.
Yes. Had to get it in there. Had to get an Aliens reference. At least one in there.
You have Alice from Resident Evil, killing zombies.
Having
and
psychic
making way
powers
too many
for part
movies.
of it, yeah.
And finally, we have Celine from the Underworld franchise, the vampire mistress herself, killing lichens and just wearing a lot of leather. So, Izzy, do me a favor and narrow this down make there only be one.
Gladly, Cameron, if only to hear you say it one more time. All right, folks, the winner of the golden Manny or the golden
play
grenade.
a recorder.
Oh, okay. Oh, interesting. Oh, wow. Okay. The winner is Sarah Connor from the Terminator series, folks. She comes so far. Even in the first one, she has such a great arc where she is this kind of mousy, kind of indecisive and very frightened young lady, and then she gets Reese up on his feet and terminates the Terminator, and then she gets freaking yoked for the second one.
Yeah, she gets so yoked in the second one.
Then she becomes old and bitter in Terminator Dark Fate, which we won't talk about anymore. But Sarah Connor, greatest action hero female.
Absolutely. Easy. I think that was an easy pick. But you know it's not going to be an easy pick? Best action hero, male. There are so many of these, we have to pick one.
Only one.
And I'm telling you that right now, Izzy, because we did not pick one.
Oh, God, it's empty. So. What did we... Oh, jeez.
Empty.
Wait, okay, let's play a little game, Cameron. We'll agree on it in the end, but why don't we go through the nominees, and then we'll do a countdown, 3, 2, 1, and then we'll say who we pick. At the same time, we'll see if we agree, and then we can reconcile later on.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good. That works for me. A little on the fly for you guys. Switch it up.
You're finding out in real time who the greatest action hero is.
Exactly. So for best action hero nominees, male, we have John Wick from the John Wick franchise, Baba Yaga in the flesh.
That's right.
We have Ethan Hunt, the amazing spy from the IMF, the worst name ever, the Impossible Mission Force, Mission Impossible, Ethan Hunt. Tom Cruise. We have Batman from any Batman thing ever.
I just think all Batman all the time.
All Batmans, even in the other universes, Batman Samurai, Hentai Batman, you name it, he's there. And finally, we have John Rambo from, what's the name of that movie again? Rambo. Rambo. Yeah, that's what that one. So John Rambo, Batman, Ethan Hunt, and John Wick. Do you want to debate it, or do you just want to go on?
Let's do the surprise. We'll debate it a little bit, and then we'll land on one. Okay. On 3, 2, 1. Then say it. Say your winner. All right. 3, 2, 1. John Wick.
Ethan Hunt.
Oh. Okay. Why Ethan Hunt?
I think Ethan Hunt is multi-dimensional. He's got combat experience. Okay. He's got firearms experience, but I haven't seen John. Like, John is a machine, right? Like, he can get in and out of any scenario, but I just saw a little bit more dynamic, a little bit more multi-dimensional character that is Ethan Hunt.
Yeah.
And he has speaking roles and morality. Like, you can't really tell what John's thinking other than, like, crush everything.
Yeah. He didn't have a lot of lines. I chose John Wick because he exploded onto the scene with the first John Wick, and he's just, like you say, he is a machine. He's nonstop, and he has a pretty strong moral center. I mean, kind of pretty much everyone's on your side once they kill your dog, and we're on his side for 4 films. You just feel so bad for him because he just lost everything, and he just has to keep chopping and hitting and shooting and kicking and punching his way through an endless number of baddies in ever increasingly elaborate set pieces. So that's what made him. That's what brought him to mind. But you know what, Cameron, I'm gonna go with you on this one. Ethan Hunt, all around action hero, puts himself on the line. Even both of these guys are flawed, like they are not Superman. But Ethan Hunt's injuries and his fallibility is a little bit more believable than John Wick's, because by the fourth one, you're just thinking like, this guy is dead like 15 times over by this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what? This is funny because I was about to give in and be like, you know what, Izzy, I'm with you on this one. And I picked John Wick because now that I'm thinking about it, we're thinking about action hero, which is a individual. Ethan Hunt would never be able to get as far as he would without his team. And John Wick has little to zero support. I mean, he's got the support of like the underground homeless network and everything, but they only give him a pistol with how many rounds? It's like how many rounds is your life worth?
Yeah.
And that's about, and then he has the hotel guy, but throughout the entire film, he doesn't get much support, and he's a one-man team, essentially. So I think we'll leave this one up to you, the listener.
Good idea. Good idea. Which one do you think it is? John Wick, Ethan Hunt, Batman, or John Rambo? You guys let us know.
Okay. Well, perfect. Moving on, we have 2 left here.
This is it. Last two folks.
I know. It's been an amazing award show so far, and all good things have to come to an end soon. So let's knock these 2 out, because in good old PCFM fashion, we have a game to play as well. So
Yes,
let's get these ones
Too.
done.
We have a question.
We have a question.
Oh,
Well, we have a
yes.
lot to go. So let's knock this out, Izzy. Best war film nominees.
Best war film nominees are Saving Private Ryan, Hacksaw Ridge, Black Hawk Down, and All Quiet on the Western Front, the newer Netflix version, the most recent one that came out.
Yeah.
Good.
This was a hard one to pick.
Good.
Because we are big fans and have went into great detail about most of these.
Yep.
But this may be the first time you've heard this, folks.
Oh, yeah?
There can be only one.
Oh! How innovative of you.
I know. So, Izzy, why don't you go ahead and let us know who wins the Golden Grenade for the best war film.
Folks, the winner of the Golden Grenade, which will forever be the greatest war film of all time. We're not changing our minds. It's science. Saving Private Ryan.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And it's not just because it's based off a squad of Rangers, but it has everything in this film, and it is just well-made, well-rounded. It has everything, including a soul. Saving Private Ryan is a clear winner here.
And now we come to it, the best action movie. We had to split the war film and the action film apart because a lot of action films could be war films. Some war films are action films, vice versa. But best action movie, folks. The 4 that rose to the top, the cream of the crop. Never Eat a Pig because a pig is a cop, or Predator Terminator. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger trying to play me out as if they were Sega. Nominees are John Wick 3, Parabellum. The Matrix. First one. Raid Redemption. And Die Hard. 4 powerful, commanding nominees.
Exactly. 3 action movies and a Christmas movie. So,
yes.
The winner of the PCFM coveted Golden Grenade is going to go to Raid Redemption. Not as popular, not as big as the rest, but groundbreaking in the sense of an action movie.
Oh, yes.
Nonstop action, amazing fight sequences, and our first international film.
That's right.
If you haven't seen Raid Redemption, go ahead and check it out. It is so much fun to watch, and it'll just leave your jaw on the floor with just how amazing those fight sequences are.
Yep. Good one. Obviously, John Wick 3, Matrix, Die Hard. Great action movies in their own right. I think the Raid Redemption for me clinched it because it was, like you say, it's so innovative. When I saw it, it was one of those action movies that when it comes out onto the scene, it changes the game a little bit for the category that it's in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if John Wick 3 would be what it was without movies like the Raid Redemption. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And it's funny because John Wick franchises features actors that were in Raid Redemption.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
I mean, that is correct. Well, folks, that is all the categories we have for the PCFM Manny Awards. A lot of golden grenades getting handed out. Let us know what you thought of our picks. If you disagree, we don't care. We are in charge. Just kidding. Let us know what you would put, what would you nominate for the categories you're interested in. Send us an email to PCFM Podcast or hit us on Instagram at PCFM Podcast. If you're part of our Patreon, you can also message us there or on Discord. We love our patrons. And we also, before we get into our game, have a fan question that comes to us from Dylan via email. So thank you, Dylan, for your email. And it states, question for you guys. When did you first feel like you were actually a man? Most people say Yeah, it's a very deep question. Most people say the first time they used a chainsaw or a shotgun. You can get deep or not, just curious. So, Izzy, when did you feel like a man?
Oh my gosh, that is a really deep and philosophical question. Feel like a man. See, there's aging into what was technically manhood, like 18, I guess you're technically an adult. And then feeling like a man, I would say it happened right around the time when I joined the Army. Sometime in the Army, I started getting a sense of who I was, started getting a sense of my own responsibilities, of what it actually meant to be a man, and defining that for myself. So it was during my time in the military. I'm not saying that's a guarantee thing, like you join the military and you become a man, but there's a lot of opportunities to take responsibility, to think about self-sacrifice and protection, and these kind of things that are traditionally, and I think also spiritually, what it means to be a man. So my time in the military. What about you, Cam?
For me, it was probably the first time I looked down and I saw this average-sized hog hanging between my legs. No, that's my joke answer. But no, very similar answer, because, like, growing up, I was in a pretty female-dominated household. Mm-hmm. So, like, it was really hard to, like, feel like a manly man, especially, like, if you want to get deep, my dad was a hairstylist and a musician. He really didn't do manly man stuff like, make his own jerky or chop wood outside shirtless. But I mean, it all depends on, I guess, what you categorize as a man, or what a man should do. And just like you said, it all boils down to, like, our idea that we've manifested of what a man should be. He should be tough. He should, be a protector. He should be a provider. So I guess, like, for me, when I, got into the Army and I started, being surrounded by people I looked up to and that I considered, like, not only peers, mm-hmm. but alpha type males, like being surrounded in that environment, especially in the Ranger Regiment. That's when I was like, ooh, I am a manly man, baby. Look at my chest hair. So that's probably when I felt like a man most in my life. But I'm sure there's some memories, growing up where I'm like, yeah, this is cool. First boner, hell yeah, I'm a man.
A lot of good benchmarks too, with which to measure yourself, so to speak.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Dylan, for your question.
Thanks,
we hope we didn't get too deep, or if we didn't, get too
go deep enough,
scratch the surface.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but with that, folks, we're going to end this podcast with a fun game, just like we do on the Pop Culture Field Manual podcast. And I am the game master, so Izzy, that means you are in for it, buddy.
I'm excited. I'm excited to be to play a little game. I like to play a game.
Okay, well, since this is the PCFM Manny's Award Show, this game is all about awards. I'm going to say the name of a movie, video game, or TV show, and you tell me if it won Best Picture, Video Game of the Year, or Outstanding Dramatic Series Emmy.
I like
We'll
this.
call the game Nice Award, Asshole. Thanks, Chris.
I love it. Thanks, Chris. That's exciting. I used to watch all of the award shows. I used to pay attention to this kind of stuff. I've kind of dropped off with all that kind of stuff more recently, but we'll see if I can remember any of them.
Okay. Well, I will tell you that some of these aren't like super recent, so hopefully your memory will be an asset to you. So quick warm up. So remember, you tell me if it won Best Emmy, if it won Video Game of the Year, or Best Picture. So you ready, buddy?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Okay. Starting out, we have the TV show Game of Thrones.
Whew. Man, it won. I think it did. I think it won an Emmy. I mean, it won a ton of Emmys for different things, but I don't know if it won like Show of the Year. But I'm going to say yes, it did win an Emmy.
Okay, perfect. So you get the idea.
Great.
It did indeed win the Emmy. So are you ready to get into the nitty-gritty, my friend?
Let's rock and roll.
Okay, so moving on. Braveheart.
Yes, that won Best Picture for sure.
Okay, you're killing it, buddy. Yes, it did win Best Picture in its year.
Nice.
So moving right along. Red Dead Redemption 2.
Ooh. Oh, wait a second. No, I don't think it did. I think it was one of those ones where it was like, it should have, but I think something else won. Chris. I'm going to say no.
Well, I'm going to say you are correct. It did not win.
Because that was a heavy year. I think God of War won that year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, that's interesting, because the next one is God of War.
Oh my gosh. Then yes, I'm gonna say yes. I will say yes.
Nice, man. Way to stick with your gut. Yes, it won Game of the Year.
Okay, good. All right, I got
There
good
you go.
instincts.
You're killing it. You're killing it. 4 for 4 so far, and you got about 5 left. So let's do this. Band of Brothers, the TV show.
Oh my gosh, that's such a good TV show. I'd find it hard to believe if it didn't win best show, best miniseries or whatever. I'm gonna say yes, won an Emmy.
Ooh, first strike there, buddy. It did not win. It was an amazing show, though. I'm surprised it didn't win anything.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, but it did not win. But moving on to a movie that is very similar that we love, and it is actually the recipient of a Golden Grenade. So Saving Private Ryan.
Ooh, yeah, that had to have won, man. I don't see. I'm gonna say yes because I feel like I don't know. Either it's a surprise like Band of Brothers, but I'm gonna say it did win Best Picture.
And it is a surprise because they did not win.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, shocking. I'm surprised.
Does
at
it
that
say
one.
who? Did Chris say who won that year or not?
No, he did not put
man.
it down. But
Wow.
you know, in as a cool secondary, they did win a Golden Grenade. So that's
right. That's what really counts.
Exactly. Well, moving right along, 3 left. You're doing good, except for those last 2. But Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad. Man, it that's one of the greatest shows of all time. At some point, it had to have won an Emmy, right? I'm going to say yes.
Okay, well, way to redeem yourself here.
Okay.
Breaking Bad did indeed win the Emmy. So, doing good. Let's see if you can finish this off strong. Zelda, Breath of the Wind.
Breath of the Wild.
Oh, sorry. Miss Rhea, Breath of the Wild. That just shows how much I pay attention to Zelda games.
I'm gonna say yes because I don't think that Chris studies. I don't think he keeps up with video games, so he probably just did like a quick Google search of like winner best video game such and such a year.
Oh, you're gonna hear about this, buddy.
I'm gonna say
I do my research,
I'm gonna say yes,
and I'm gonna say you are correct.
Okay.
Breath of the Wild won Game of the Year.
Such a good game.
And let's see if you can end this super strong. No Country for Old Men.
Oh my gosh. Man, did that win Best Picture? Ugh, jeez. 50-50.
50-50.
50-50. I'm going to say it did win. It did win Best Picture.
Way to go with your gut there, buddy. It did indeed win Best Picture.
All right.
Way to finish off strong. I think you only missed 2, which is your, as you say, batting 800.
All right.
And congratulations.
Nice, man. That was
Here's
fun.
a Golden Grenade for yourself.
Yay. Best game player.
Yeah, best game player. Definitely better than me.
We'll have to get Johnny G to
write those down.
Yeah, we'll have to get Johnny G to do this, to do the stats to see who's won more games.
Exactly. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed this very special episode of the PCFM podcast. Many golden grenades were handed out to many well-deserving pieces of pop culture. As we said in the episode, send us an email with your nominations and who you think would have won if you disagreed. We'd love to interact with you guys. Izzy, you got anything?
Hey, let us know what categories we missed, and when we do this again sometime next year, probably, maybe we'll add to the categories because we're about in an hour or so.
Yeah, we are. And with that, folks, we are excited to have you again on the next episode. And as always,
Cue music. What's going on, everybody? You just listened to the free version of the PCFM podcast. If you want full-length versions of podcast episodes, plus much, much more, head on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/PCFM podcast.
that is right, Israel. If you want access to this full episode, you have to subscribe to the Fuzzy Private tier, which is our cheapest tier on Patreon at $5 a month. But if you are interested in a little bit more, we also have the Salty Sergeant tier at $8 a month and the Lifer tier at $12 a month. So hopefully we will see you there, PCFM family. Cue music.
Don't forget that your skin is your largest organ, and the sun can be your skin's worst enemy. Dermatologist recommended Neutrogena products offer the ultimate protection for your skin. From makeup remover wipes to Hydro Boost Water Gel Facial Moisturizer, BJ's has your entire lineup of Neutrogena skincare products. And now through December 3rd, save $4 on any Neutrogena product at BJ's. Love your skin back and save now through December 3rd, only at BJ's.
You've seen the sights on your TV. Now come and experience them in real life. Hi, it's Kristen Gates from iHeartMedia. Some of your favorite shows were filmed in Covington, Georgia. So come walk where the stars have walked from shows like The Vampire Diaries, The Dukes of Hazzard, and so many more. When you think of great stories and iconic films and TV sets, discover Covington and visit discovercovingtonga.com. That's discovercovingtonga.com. Take the tour and walk where the stars have walked in Covington, Georgia.